name's Rosa and I blog at Fancy Frugality about sewing because I love sewing. At the moment, I'm just looking out the window. I live in London and it's cold, but the shops are completely full of spring clothes. So I thought it would be good to do a little blog post, a vlog about the sewing that I've been doing recently to transition my wardrobe from winter into spring. So let's have a look at some of the things I've been sewing. The pattern that I've used is this one, which is one of my favourites. It is, I think, out of print, but there are many which are very similar. It's Lisette for Simplicity 1419. But of course, in this bright print, it isn't really ideal for the cold. So my solution was to make the dress, so it's a springy, summery style of dress, but to make it in an autumn colourway or sort of more wintry colourway. So this way, I love this fabric. This is cotton from John Lewis, but I got it in the sale, so I think it was down to £6 a metre, or maybe even £3. It was cheap. I got 1.5 metres and managed to get this dress out of it. And I used a contrast pink fabric, which is like a sort of, it's actually a fake linen, which I got from Fabricland, which is I think £4 a metre, but I just have it in my stash. I didn't have to buy that. I've worn it layered over a long sleeve black t-shirt. When it warms up a bit, I might layer it over a white t-shirt, maybe a white striped t-shirt with black tights. I think it would just be a really good transition piece because you could wear it with a coat, but equally with a little light spring jacket. This pattern, if you look on my blog, which is fancyfrugality.blogspot.com, you will see I've made this pattern about 10 times. It's falling apart at the seams because I've had to pin it over and over again. I just love this pattern. It's a shame it's out of print, but there's loads of really similar ones, fit and flare styles. Or just check out Etsy, I'm sure. This only discontinued very, very recently. The next thing that I've made recently to transition is a coat. In fact, I've made 2 coats. Let me show you the jacket first. A sort of trench style coat. I'm actually really pleased with this in many, many, many ways. I've wanted to make a trench style coat for quite some time, but I was a bit sort of intimidated by all the design styles. So I actually went for a fairly simple version. It has a raglan sleeve. Now this I thought would be a nice easy thing to put in, and it was super easy to insert. That's why I love a raglan. No, not too much easing and all this palaver, but it doesn't really fit that well. I mean, across the front, I think I made this in a 10 because I wanted it to be able to go over a jumper because, again, living in England, it's quite cold. But the fit on the sleeve is not great. And I think that's because of the raglan style. I'm not used to it, so I'm just not 100% pleased with that. However, apart from that, I think it's I made it in the crop style. And I've made a little hanging hoop, because I love to do that wherever possible. And the lining is very pretty. It has a weird like hook and eye. That's how they said to do the top, which I'm not in love with, but it looks fine, you can't really see it. The lining is a bargain. Was a bargain, is a bargain, whatever. I got this lining in the John Lewis sale for £3 and it's got moons. And I like a cotton lining on a jacket. I think it works well. This fabric, so the cotton lining was £3. That was really good. The actual jacket is made out of a viscose suiting fabric, which is got a brilliant weight. It presses beautifully, as you can see on these little I don't know what you'd call these, like peplum, almost mini peplums. Goes round to the back. I'll show you the back as well. It's got this lovely belt at the back, which is very sweet. So yeah, it just presses absolutely beautifully. It's a little bit wrinkled, but you know, it's a jacket. It's not going to be pristinely unwrinkled forever. And it's got little buttons detail on the sleeve. The fabric, the viscose fabric I made it out of was from Fabricland. I think it was £5 per metre. And I did actually follow the instructions because it's a Vogue pattern, this one. It's one of the brand new Vogue ones. It's V9157. It's £13. It's quite expensive for a pattern. Normally I wait to the sales. Like for example, this one before was £4. So yeah, I don't often buy a full price Vogue pattern, but I just thought it was so sweet. So I obviously made view A. I didn't put quite so many buttons on the arms, so I thought that's a bit much. They're all fake, so it just seems a bit excessive. But on the pattern it said to buy 2 meters, so I did buy 2 meters, and there wasn't much left over, maybe 30 centimeters or something, so I don't regret that. This is just ideal for spring because you can chuck that over maybe a little dress like this one, go really nicely together, or a little striped. I'm just wearing a little striped tunic dress today, very simple and plain, but I love the look of that kind of taupey beige with stripes and some gold. I just think that looks really classic. And so yeah, that's my first jacket. I also made, this is all since the beginning of January, so this is about 6 weeks worth of sewing, so I didn't make all this week, is a coat. Now this is another discontinued pattern, so I apologise, but again, you can buy this on Etsy and eBay and places like that. This is a Simplicity Project Runway pattern with beautiful cover art. Wow. Anyway, I bought this pattern years ago and I made it in red. I made it in this view here, but without the patch pockets. I actually made it with the welt pockets because I just prefer that look. And so I've made it again in this view with the welt pockets. They basically made the exact same coat again, but because I love the red, but I felt like it didn't really go with much. Red's a very bold colour, and I've always wanted a camel coat. So I went online because I couldn't find any camel coating that I liked. And I bought some camel coating, poly wool blend, and it's a lovely quality. I can't remember, I got it off eBay, so I can't remember the exact seller that I got the wool from, but I will post it in the little information bar. I just see my buttons up. This is terrible. I actually didn't have, or I couldn't find any buttons that I liked for this coat. So I actually took the buttons off the red coat. So I can't wear the red coat for a while because I've taken the buttons off. I finished this at midnight, like yesterday, no, the day before yesterday. And I wore it out yesterday and it's just gorgeous. Look at it, it's so cute. It's got that 60s feel. We've been watching Mad Men, I watched the finale last night. Could have cried several times. I just love that show so much. Anyway, it's a cute little camel coat. It's got the cute little bar at the back. Da-da-da-da-da. And a pink lining, and it's that beautiful underwear pink is what my mum calls it, and I think it's that kind of vintage 1950s pink, which is just so pretty. Yeah, loving this one. Very pleased. And the last thing I would like to show you is a skirt. Perfect for layering with jumpers, cardigans, t-shirts to keep you warm but they still look cute and fun and a bit springy. So the last thing is the McCall's pattern. Now I don't often sew with McCall's patterns because I don't really know why, I just don't gravitate towards them. I love simplicity and I love, well, more than anything I love Vogue, but I can't really afford them unless they're on sale, or I don't even know why I paid that for that. I must have been feeling flush that day. But this is the McCall's pattern. It's one of their new ones as well. So you've seen 2 new patterns and 2 discontinued patterns. So yeah, it is 7287. Again, I'm not feeling this incarnation. So I made for you A, which is just the most simple of all these frilly skirts. I was reading in Vogue, which I've got here, this issue of Vogue. And they were talking about ruffles. Now, I'm not the girliest of girls. I used to be. There's a bit of, that's a ruffle top they've got there. This isn't actually the article I was talking about. But I do like a ruffle. I think that they're very sweet. But anyway, so I made a little ruffle skirt. Now, I think this has turned out just adorable. Look at that. It's so cute. It looks huge because it's by my head. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I am extremely pleased with how it's turned out. The week that I finished it, I think I wore it 4 days out of 5 to work. It's very flattering. It's got an invisible zip down the back. There you go. Ooh. My camera cut out. So, I was just showing you the invisible zip here. Peeking a little bit, see the teeth, but the rest isn't too bad. I find that always happens when I'm joining it over a waistband or something. Oh no, it's got a hairband. So yeah, a fabulous skirt. I also took my cardio off. I thought I would show you what I'm wearing, which is a simple little shift dress. This is a Simplicity pattern. I didn't actually get it out to show you, which is silly. I'll just stand up so you can see. It's a really simple, Oh dear. It's getting all in the muddle. Little shift dress, just like this, which I really like. It's quite loose and baggy. Sometimes I wear it with a belt, which cinches it in at the waist. I think it's a great transitioning piece. I wear stripes all the time anyway. I think they're very springy, very summery, very nautical but nice. So yeah, and this is a Ponte Roma jersey. I got this fabric from Mood in New York when I went last year. So that's the end of my video, my transitioning your handmade wardrobe into spring 2016. Thank you very much for watching, and I would love to hear about what you are making to transition your handmade wardrobe into spring 2016. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and do comment below. I'd love to hear what you're making for spring. And also, please let me know if there are any other sewing related topics which you would like a video about, or see some of the other things that I've been sewing. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Happy sewing, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!